What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 13 of the Weekly Gridiron Season 2, featuring a currently congested Adam, but the show must go on. Along with my boys.
Dante.
And Luke.
We're happy to be back. Took a week off, Thanksgiving break. It was good to be home. I'm not back home, as you could see. Crazy how it works out, but
All good. It's all good.
yep. But a lot's been going on in the NFL recently. A lot to get into today. Taking a week off kind of gave a lot of news to get through. So we'll have our respective things to say on our respective teams for sure. Do we want to start with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Who wants to start? I know
Either
Luke,
one of you.
only one that doesn't have to go over a coach getting
I
fired.
can speak for 30 seconds, but
Go for it.
Yeah, why don't you start?
the Patriots lost. I'm thankful. I was talking to somebody about the upcoming eventual Steelers-Patriots matchup. And if everything would go my way, we would get a pick six, win the turnover battle. The game would go very, very good. And then we would lose on a game-losing field goal. So I want to lose out other than beating the Jets week 18. I think I've made that clear. But so yeah, we lost this week. I was even talking to my friend who's a Giants fan last night, and you know how football conversations normally go when two friends, when their teams play each other. It's like, how we beat you, you suck, whatever. I ran into him. He was like, dang it, I can't believe you guys lost to us. He was like, I wanted to lose so bad. I was like, yeah, thank you so much for beating us. I was like, I appreciate that so much. Because now
Was that Alex Luke?
Yeah, because now the Giants have screwed themselves out of a pick, and we hold the third pick in the upcoming drafts. So
That's exciting.
Very exciting.
I'm back to liking the Cardinals because they hold the second pick. And with the quarterbacks we have on the roster, I'd expect the losing to continue. At least this week we'll do it in style. We're wearing our throwback uniforms. But
Hey, there you go.
so I have something to look forward to.
Nice.
But yeah, so no complaints over here.
Nice.
Dante, you want to go next? Your OC getting canned happened a little longer ago, but I figure I have more to say. I'll get into the recent stuff, but you go first.
What a breath of fresh air. We'll get into the Steelers' performance without Matt Canada. But man, I was in class the night before. I had dislocated my thumb, and this is the brace that I was wearing in class whenever the Matt Canada firing happened.
You out of the brace now?
I am, yeah. Have full
let's go.
rolling.
Love it.
But that was my poor attempt of trying to be George Pickens, by the way. Ball hit me in the thumb, jammed. Just bad. Anyway, in class with my brace on my phone. See, Steelers posted a photo. I have the post notifications on in case like a big trade happens or whatever. Cool pictures posted. Statement from Mike Tomlin. Matt Canada has been relieved from his offensive coordinator duties. I was on my phone and I started juggling it like it was a card, literally. Man, the joy that took over me was so immense. What a day that was. And I did not expect them to do that because they haven't fired a coach in season since 1941. 1941, the last time the Steelers fired a coach midseason. And I'm glad I'm around for it. For the next one. You know what I mean? But yeah, I couldn't be more happy that Matt Canada got canned. He's not an NFL offensive coordinator. And I'll say that until the day I die. And Matt Canada is not an NFL offensive coordinator. Anyway, Adam, Frank Reich.
Yeah. Well, after a pretty embarrassing loss once again, Frank Reich fired Monday. I was mostly happy. I had pretty mixed emotions because I kind of thought of it from both sides here. You know, looking at our team, we really don't have much for him to work with, or we did not have much anyway. I love the Steelers app, by the way, Dante.
Not this
Got to shout out Rally House with that.
So yeah.
Anyways, Yeah, we didn't really have much for Reich to work with. I feel like he was kind of set up to fail since we hired him. And yeah, I mean, but on the other side, his play calling was terrible, just terrible. Like we're talking fourth and sixth, we're down to like 2 minutes left in the game Sunday against the Tennessee Titans. Maybe on like our own, I don't know, like 35, 40. It's fourth and six. And the play call is a screen pass 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Bryce Young takes a snap, looks left, hits, I believe it was Chark. It was Chark with the pass. And Bradley Bozeman can't block. He gets knocked down. Thielen and whoever else can't hit their blocks. And Chark can't go anywhere. Gets stuffed, like, gets maybe a yard and then gets stuffed immediately. It was just, I can't even put into words how horrible of a decision that was. That alone gets you fired on like any other team. But that being said, this is also year one of a new staff, pretty much new group. I kind of figured he would get a little more than 11 games. But at the same time, I don't blame our owner, David Tepper, for being impatient with how we're progressing Bryce Young, with how, how everything's going. It's going really slow. We want it to be at another level. I don't blame our owner for being mad about that and wanting, things to speed up or at least get better. And they're not doing that under Reich. So he's going to make a decision to move on. Say Reich has like $30 million left on his contract over, I forget how many years. Still got to pay him, but he's just not going to be coaching here. At least it's not the Raiders where I think they're paying Josh McDaniels like $80 million. That's just absurd.
That is absurd.
Yeah, but now Chris Tabor's going to be the interim head coach. He was our special teams coordinator. Thomas Brown, rightfully so, gets his play calling duties back. Should have never lost them. They're going to have Jim Caldwell assist with the offense too. I think that's going to be fun to see. And yeah, honestly, for the rest of the year, we may go 2-15 for all I care. The only two things I want to see for the rest of the year are I want to beat the Falcons when we play the Falcons because it's always destiny we split with them. It happens every year. We're wearing our black helmets for that game. I'd love to beat them once just because they're my worst favorite team. And I just want to see some progression out of Bryce Young. Other than that, we can lose every other game for all I care. I just want to see progression and that one win. Maybe if we can somehow string together 3-4 wins, kind of mess the Bears out of the number one pick, that would be fun. Play a little bit of spoiler. You got nothing to lose. We don't have a draft pick, so you might as well try and have a little fun with it. I mean, this is our situation. It sucks, but you got to try and have some fun with it now. Try and be that spoiler team. If you're not going to make the playoffs and you're not going to have that pick that you want, playing spoiler is the next best thing. It's really fun to just mess teams out of their focus. So I'd love to do that, but that's really my thoughts. We play Tampa this week. Knowing Tampa has beaten us like since the Tom Brady era started there and ended like every game except for one, I think I know the outcome to expect, but we'll see what happens.
Nice.
Yeah. I can quickly run through the week 12 fantasy leaders. Thanksgiving week, we had Matthew Stafford. I forgot to do defenses this week. Apologies to the defensive units, but I'll hit y'all next week. We got Matthew Stafford with 23.36 points against the Rams. Is our honorable mention this week. Nico Collins, 23.4 against the Jaguars. Then you had Devontae Smith, who I really think is starting to become very underrated. Top wide receiver in this league. I'm really high on Devontae Smith. 23.6 he had against the Bills in that win. You had Trevor Lawrence with 24.56 against the Texans. I was going to say the Astros because it said Houston. Almost said the Astros. Then you have Rashee Rice, 24.7 against the Raiders. It was. I mean, you can't really count on like Kelsey to be the number one Chiefs guy every single game now. It seems to be like every other week they have some random guy who's like the number one. So, hooray to all Travis Kelsey fantasy owners, aka this guy in 2 out of 5 leagues. So, then besides that, let's see. Mike Evans had 25 points on the dot. And Tyreek Hill, 25.4. There's another Chief. Isaiah Pacheco, 25.9. We had Jordan Love, 26.62. Bijan Robinson, 27.3. CJ Stroud had 30.86. And then our top 5, 30.9 for the GOAT, CMC. We had 32.24 for Dak Prescott, possible MVP candidate right now. 34.5 for Jalen Hurts, another possible MVP candidate. 38.4 for Kyron Williams in his return. Welcome back. And this week's winner with 39.66, Josh Allen. Bills, Josh Allen, not Jaguars, Josh Allen. I should emphasize that. So,
although I did see the other Josh Allen was, I guess, NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
yeah, I believe so.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yep, at least one Josh Allen is thriving at a time, I guess.
Yes. You know the Bills, they had their one game where Josh Allen proves he's that guy and they still somehow lose it. That's what always happens with them.
He did throw a pick, which was
true.
Very Josh Allen like.
I watched that pick. It was pretty embarrassing.
I saw that too. What a game. But we'll talk about
that was a very good game, by the way. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I had to work that day, so when I got home, I had to make another stop or two before home. So when I got home, finally settled in, it was like the fourth quarter of that game was starting. And I could just tell you, I didn't even have to watch the first 3 quarters. From the fourth quarter on, that alone made it eligible for Game of the Year. Like, I didn't even have to watch the rest of the game. Those 2 quarters, fourth quarter and overtime, was good enough, honestly.
Yeah, very true.
That being said, I did not watch much football this week because of work. I watched Thanksgiving and then I worked Friday, so I don't think I watched the second half of the Dolphins-Jets game, and then I missed pretty much the entire 1 p.m. slate Sunday and most of the 4 p.m. Watched some Sunday night and some Monday night too, but you guys have any extensive thoughts you want to get into from week? This was week 12, the NFL season.
I want to talk about how our teams played because I would love to.
Sure.
Yeah, 3, obviously.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead, Papa.
Oh, what a breath of fresh air. That's the second time I've said this during this episode, but wow. First game without Matt Canada. I won't even mention the defense because the defense was just out of their mind. Held Joe Mixon to 16 yards on the ground in 16 attempts. They had 25 rushing yards as a team, 197 passing yards. I'm talking about the Bengals. Our defense just shut them down. And to get to our offense, man, first game without Matt Canada, we broke our 400-yard drought. It was our first game surpassing 400 yards total offensively in, I think, 58 games, which is just absurd. And it's our most yards in 78 games. So, yeah, Kenny was slinging it. Najee was pounding the rock. It was a beautiful sight to see. But the main offensive guy on the Steelers that I want to highlight is my favorite Steeler, personally, Mr. Muth, Pat Freiermuth. 9 receptions, 120 yards. Guy was absolutely unreal. Kenny went 24 for 33, 278. No touchdowns, unfortunately, but should have had one if Deontay Johnson would have held on to the ball. But I think he did enough to call it a catch. Should have been, because if that gets called a catch and a touchdown, we're looking at a 23-10 game, and Kenny goes 25 for 33 over 300 yards with a touchdown. Much different stat line. But the one disappointment on offense that I was surprised to see was Jaylen Warren didn't really get involved as much as I expected him to. But whenever you win the game, I can't complain. Steelers win 16-10, improved to 7-4, the number 5 seed in the AFC. If you would have told me at the beginning of the year we'd be the 5 seed in the AFC after week 12, I'd be ecstatic. Anyway, those are my
Looking
thoughts.
good.
Also,
Looking good right now.
shout out to my boy KP8. People were hating on him. People were giving up on him. Do I think he is going to be an elite quarterback? No. Do I think he could be like a Kirk Cousins type? Yes. And that really, with our defense, that's really all we need. And you're seeing it. We're winning games. 7-4. Go Steelers. Go KP8.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Certainly a big win. One that they really needed going forward, especially with to preview kind of our picks later with Arizona coming up this week. That should be a nice break for you guys.
Oh, yeah. No offense. The week after should be a good break too, Luke. My apologies.
Yeah. It will be.
He agrees. Trust me.
I'll never underestimate Bill Belichick against the Steelers. That'll always make me nervous.
Yeah. Like I said, I hope we win everything but the game.
Mm-hmm.
If we can win on paper and win with the eye test, but lose the game somehow, that'd be great.
That being said, Luke, do you want to go over some thoughts about your guys' game Sunday?
Some thoughts about our game Sunday. I just want to shout out the best, really the worst kicker of all time, Chad Ryland, for missing basically an extra point to lose us that game.
Hey, but you wanted that.
I wanted that. That's what I'm saying.
He wants to help you guys get the better draft pick.
I was sitting right here. I was following along with the game, like on actually the ESPN fantasy football thing, where you can look at your matchup and it'll show you the scores. So I clicked into the Patriots game and I was watching the little graphic move down the field. I was like, we got to the 19-yard line with 6 seconds left. It's like, oh my God, we're going to tie it up. I was like, surely he doesn't miss this, right? Like, surely he doesn't miss this. We're on the 19-yard line. And then I saw the little graphic kick the field goal in an X. I was like, oh my God, he missed. I couldn't believe it, but hey, the Patriots keep losing and our draft stock keeps improving. So that's what matters at this point in the season. Absolutely nothing else matters on this team. There aren't any young players other than, I suppose, Demario Douglas worth like watching and looking for something. The only other one would be Christian Gonzalez, and he's hurt. Kendrick Bourne's hurt. So all I have to look forward to is seeing that we lost the game. So
yeah.
We did do that. So no complaints.
All right. Just gonna go briefly into my game here. 17-10 loss on the road to the Tennessee Titans. I mean, kind of expected. I picked us last week. We didn't have an episode last week, but I wasn't incredibly faithful in that pick. I knew Tennessee could make it an interesting game or even win. I knew we were the underdog going into the game, but I felt like we'd at least make it interesting. Here we are making it a one-score game. Bryce Young, no interceptions thrown, almost 200 yards passing, 18 for 31. Not bad. Pretty good. Sorry again, Bryce, about that play call that Reich had, the 4th and 6. That was horrible. Chuba Hubbard, leading rusher on the day, 14 carries, 45 yards. I'm just looking at ESPN stats. Chuba had a touchdown as well. Tommy Tremble, I thought he had a touchdown. I guess not. I guess our one touchdown went to Chuba Hubbard. I know Derrick Henry had 2 touchdowns for the Titans, so that really helped them out. And it looks like other than that, it was just field goals, pretty much what you'd expect from a game like this. The South divisions are not that great in the NFL. That's been proven. Besides, I guess the Jaguars and the Texans are going to make it fun for a few years. Colts are pretty underrated too. But then you got the NFC South, where it's the Falcons are currently in the lead at under 500, and one of those teams is hosting a playoff game. One of those teams gets to host probably the Dallas Cowboys, unless the Eagles lose the division somehow.
Surprisingly, the Panthers aren't out of the division race quite yet.
I know. I did hear that. Everyone's posting the scenarios where oh, we could still win the division, but it's not much hope hanging on. I heard if we lose this week, we're officially eliminated, which probably going to happen. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. New head coach. Hopefully some better offense. I'd love to see that at least. Going up against our old friend Baker Mayfield, we'll see what happens. Panthers, Buccaneers. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, the Patriots as well can be mathematically eliminated this week, so it is what it is.
Pats are playing the Chargers. I know, Luke, you guys usually beat them.
We usually beat the Chargers, and like 2 weeks into the season, I was looking at our schedule, and I still thought we were going to be a good team. So I was like, yeah, I think I'll end up picking us against the Chargers. Spoiler alert, not anymore. But unfortunately, I wouldn't rule us out in this game. We somehow always have their number. Brandon Staley is primed to be outcoached by anybody. So
Yeah, man.
we'll see.
That's so disappointing because Herbert, I do think he's one of the most underrated
I
overrated.
like Herbert a lot, yeah.
I like how he plays, but man, is he overrated? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Staley is just so bad.
Staley is. I was watching the Ravens Chargers game this past Sunday night, and it seems like anything they try to scheme, the Ravens were all over it. And that could be very well because the Ravens defense is just unreal. But man, it's tough to see because I know the Chargers have a lot of potential. So
yeah.
But 4-7, man, ouch.
Last in that division. So
Wouldn't
Crazy.
Now, Luke, I know you don't want this, but wouldn't it be a crazy storyline if the Pats win this game and that could be finally what gets Brandon Staley fired?
I think Luke would rather lose, right?
Yeah.
Brandon Staley is heading towards an inevitable firing. If we speed it up by 1 week, that sacrifice still isn't worth it.
Yeah, that's fair.
As Brandon Staley says best, is anyone surprised about what happened?
Nope.
No, we are not.
I love that meme. It's so good.
I do too. That was funny. Anyways, do we want to just jump right into week 13?
Jeez, man. Finals coming in next week for us. At least for you guys.
We still have another week of classes and then finals.
You guys have another week of classes next week and finals after that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got finals next week then. Take off the
Got it. You got it.
You know.
Very nice.
A lot of teams on bye this week. The Bears, Vikings, Raiders, Giants, Ravens, and Bills.
It's about time the Ravens got their bye. Because like the Steelers are always like a game and a half back whenever they should be half a game back. You know what I mean? Like they only have one more loss than us, but they're like 2 games ahead. It's ridiculous, but
yeah. Well, this week can change that.
Hopefully. We'll be aiming for they'll be 9-3 if we win, which I really hope we do.
That would be, and think about it. That next time you play them is week 18.
Could be for the division.
Think about it. Yeah, if it's for the division, say like you guys maybe they flex it to like the, I don't know, like the Sunday night game or like the Saturday night game where the Titans and Jaguars got it last year.
I hope so because
You'll see like a Saturday night game under the lights.
I'd be defecating in my pants. That'd be bad. But I'd be so nervous, but
amazing.
Yeah. All right. What's the first game we got? Seahawks.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Seahawks Cowboys Thursday night football tomorrow night. Well, at the time we were recording this tomorrow night, tonight when you guys see the video. After you hopefully tune into the premiere.
Pretty please.
Please tune into the premiere. Anyways, I think this is kind of a no-brainer pick for me. I've got the Cowboys in this one.
Easily Cowboys, yes.
I love the Seahawks though. They're an underrated team, but they have been kind of cold the last few weeks.
They do have some flaws.
Yeah.
The receivers are inconsistent at times, especially this past week. Did they win this past week?
Nah, 49ers.
Also, the Niners, my fault.
A
Yeah,
big win. Mm-hmm.
bad game.
How I feel about that.
Whatever, Adam. Get out of here with that. See you.
Luke, who you going with?
Cowboys, yes.
Yeah, Cowboys. Yeah.
Cowboys. Okay. I figured that was an easy one. So let's move into Sunday. First game is a divisional battle. Colts and Titans. It's always fun when these two play. Colts won the first time around in Indianapolis. This one's in Tennessee. And I feel like, I mean, I don't know. Titans aren't that bad of a team, but I feel like the Colts are a little better right now. Especially, I mean, Gardner Minshew has been playing well. You got to give it to him. He's been playing some good football recently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He hasn't.
That's one guy.
Won't win comeback player of the year because Damar Hamlin, but
even though Damar Hamlin just like barely ever plays, but
I know. I mean, that's just me thinking, but anyway, who are we picking for this game?
I know who I'm going.
Go for it.
You guys can go first. Yeah.
I'm going to take the Colts in the season sweep.
I'm going to agree with you on that.
Speaking of sweeps, I'm going to agree as well.
Sounds good. All right, so we're sweeping the Colts. Gotcha. All right, moving on. We have, man, this game entertaining, and I'm being sarcastic when I say that. Falcons and Jets.
I'll definitely be tuning in for this one.
Yeah, right.
I might tune in to see how bad it is.
Yeah, we'll see. What if it's like 37-34 game? This is unbelievable.
You know, years ago, or say he was still on the team now for some reason, you could have said it would be like Matt Ryan against Aaron Rodgers. Nope. Desmond Ridder against Tim Boyle.
Oh, I forgot Zach Wilson wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, I think Tim Boyle unbelievably might be better, but
I mean, if not just the same player, you know.
Best of two really bad worlds.
Yeah.
I normally don't do this, but I'm going to take the Falcons.
I agree. Give me Atlanta in this one.
Well, I love to pick against them, but I'll stand alone and I'll pick the Jets this time.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm not going to underestimate their defense against Desmond Ridder.
That's a good point. But I'm still going to go with the Falcons.
If the Jets find a way to win, it's not going to be because of their offense. So that can go as poorly as possible. Doesn't really matter. So
I'm basing my pick off the way the Falcons offense played against the Saints. They didn't look that bad. Bijan Robinson had a touchdown and a good fantasy game. Finally. Took him forever, but
yeah, right.
Yeah. Next game we got the Lions and the Saints in New Orleans. This should be a fun one. Saints coming off a rough game. Lions also coming off a rough game. Have been playing some close football lately. Detroit's defense not looking as good. You got offense coming off a rough week. Even though they only lost that Thanksgiving game by a touchdown, it feels like it was by a lot more than that. It really does. Feels like Green Bay won that game by like 20.
Yeah, honestly.
It's kind of a garbage time touchdown too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm gonna say the Lions are the ones that get the bounce back in this one. I think they've got their schedule, which I once said looked really easy. Going forward is actually not as easy as I thought. Like I know they still have to play, they still have to play Minnesota twice. They have to play Chicago once. They have to play the Broncos, who are now good. Hi, Millie. And yeah, but I think the Lions, this is going to be a good week for them to win, kind of get back on track. So
yeah, I'm going Detroit.
Yeah, you're right. Both teams coming off rough losses, but if I had to pick one to bounce back, it would pretty easily be Detroit.
Yeah, I'm hoping we don't jinx the Lions this time. But
sorry, Nap.
Yeah. Well, that whatever waxing gibbous thing from Thanksgiving kind of set them back. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lions are like 0-13 when the moon is in a specific phase.
mhm.
Funny.
Crazy.
Checks out somehow.
People find the most random facts. But now let's get into which I think will be our first disagreement of the week.
I picked the Jets. We disagreed once.
Well, oh, wait, what am I saying? First real disagreement.
Yeah.
Like Falcons, Jets, whatever. Broncos and Texans. It's going to be a fun one. This is going to be close.
Yeah.
Broncos are on what now? 5-game win streak, maybe? I think it's 5. Texans coming off a loss, close loss. Playing some good football. CJ Stroud's still looking good. To me, it comes down to who the home team is in this. And yes, I am going to be doubting the Broncos here, but I think I'm going to go with the Texans and CJ Stroud prevail at home. Get a win.
Nice. I know who I'm picking, Luke, if you're not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm going with the Broncos.
Okay.
Because the way that Broncos team moved the ball against the best defense in the NFL, the Browns last week, putting up 29 points, was just highly impressive. And of course, the Texans do have pieces. They got rookie sensation Will Anderson. They have Derek Stingley and some other guys that I'm forgetting. Steven Nelson, former Steeler. I think the Broncos will be able to move the rock pretty consistently and effectively against the Texans defense. And it'll be hard for Stroud to keep up, I think. I mean, not doubting Stroud. He's a borderline top 5 quarterback in the league, if not already. This should be a really fun game. Looking back, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we would have thought like, oh, this is the Texans game all the way. But I'm rolling with the Broncos.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick the Broncos as well. I'm looking at these couple past Texans games. They allowed 37 excuse me, 37 against Tampa Bay, 27 against Cincinnati, 24 against Jacksonville. The Broncos defense has been playing as good as anybody in the entire league, any unit in the entire league. And I think they're just built to outlast a little bit better, just a little bit stronger. This is a fine game for a rookie to lose. Our expectations for the Texans and the Broncos have been elevated past what we expected, what we thought we would be seeing at this point of the year. But let's not forget that CJ Stroud is a rookie, and if he loses this game, that's no big deal. It's going to be a battle, but I think the Broncos are better equipped to win this game.
Yeah, definitely could be the case. Like I said, this is going to be no cakewalk win for anybody. This is going to be a close game. In fact, this is probably the game I'm most excited for in the 1 p.m. slate. And it originally, I should add, this originally was a 4 p.m. game, but it got flexed back to 1 p.m. because the 49ers and Eagles, which is a game we'll get to later, that's a 4 p.m. game, which everybody's going to be focusing on that. And I feel like this game, Denver and Houston, would really lose its focus. And now that could be the game that everyone has their eyes on in 1 p.m., which is absolutely crazy. Think about it at the beginning of the year, like week 1. In week 13, we'd be saying the most exciting game for a week, a slate, would be Denver and Houston. That's crazy.
That's the power of a good head coach. That's just the power of a good head coach hire. On both sides.
2 good head coach hires with Sean Payton too.
I would rather have Miko Ryan, but
I would too, but Sean Payton's still not bad. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. Luke, it's your Patriots. So you want to preview it?
Yeah, like I said, we typically do well against the Chargers. That's who we're playing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
All right.
Past couple years, we have had their number for some reason. I think it's just a pure out coaching thing, but just not this time, unfortunately. I have to pick against Patriots. I still hope we lose. like I said, every game from here on out, other than the Jets. Hopefully we can win everything on paper, win the eye test, and still lose the game. I say other than the Jets because I still want to be the Jets. 3-14 should be good enough for whatever pick we want. I would be okay with beating any division opponent from here on out. I think we have 3 divisional games left. I think we're halfway there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to win all of those, but even if we win 2 of them, 4-13, that's fine. Because I'm fine with anybody in the top 3 of my draft board, which are Caleb, Drake May, and Marvin Harrison. I'm not in that specific order, but so I'm rambling on a little bit. Because we could win this game. I don't think we will, but we could. But I'm not going to pick us. I'm going to pick the Chargers.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers too here. I do think it's gonna be close, actually. Luke, do you know who the Patriots are playing at quarterback this week? Is it gonna be Mac and they're gonna sub in?
Probably. I don't know. No.
I think either way.
It doesn't matter.
I think it's gonna be like a 17-10 Charger win. It's still gonna be close, but
well, here's a stat for you. The Patriots defense has allowed 10 or less points in 3 straight weeks. But we lost all of those games. So
really?
Yeah, it's sad.
Oh,
But
and
oh well.
Play the week.
So,
I don't know.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh my
Hey, one more time, Luke.
The Patriots defense has allowed 10 or less points in all of the last 3 games. And those games were 0-3.
Who'd you guys play week 11?
Jeez, Luke.
Week 11 was a bye.
Okay. So
You guys played the Colts,
Oh,
the
wait,
Giants, and
that's 2 weeks.
Never mind, the last 2 weeks.
But still, man. Wow.
Last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Not 3, but still.
That's brutal.
Defense is playing well.
Yeah, and defense is playing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Adam, who you rolling with here?
Sorry, Luke. Chargers.
Yeah.
It's just I my gut feeling's telling me LA, but I like Dante said, I think this will be a close game. So moving on. Dante, you want to go ahead and preview?
Yeah. Cardinals coming to Acrisure to play the Steelers. In my opinion, this should be the least stressful game on me so far this year, at least hopefully. Just because the Steelers offense looked miles better than it has all season long. I think Mike Sullivan and Eddie Faulkner are dual offensive coordinators, I guess, right now. I think they're going to cook up a good plan. I think our defense is going to shut down this Cardinal offense, this struggling Cardinal offense. And I think the Steelers are going to crack 25 points this week. Kenny's going to throw a pair of touchdowns. That's my prediction. And I have the Steelers winning this one and improving to 8-4. Which is crazy to say.
Crazy, but
yeah. I'm also gonna go with the Steelers in this one. To me, I feel like it's kind of a no-brainer. Cardinals, I will say their offense hasn't been that bad, but
yeah,
still not that great.
It's mainly their defense that's losing them these games. They gave up 37 points to the Rams last week.
Yeah.
Just imagine and their run defense is struggling too. Like, I feel like Najee and Jalen could be our focal point offensively this game.
Yeah, this should be a big game for the both of them, for sure.
I really hope so. This would be the game the Steelers would blow. It really would be, because we've been known to do that. Like, we tied the Lions whenever they were 0-8. Remember that?
Yeah.
How could I forget? But
wasn't that Mason Rudolph starting? Because Big Ben was out that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that was rough. But anyway, I think the Steelers are gonna win this game, no BS. So.
You got it. Yeah, Steelers.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Steelers. Although, sorry, Dante, I hope that the Cardinals can string together a couple wins so we can jump through the draft board, but that's the only reason I'd say that.
That's fair.
But Steelers.
Yeah. All right. Final 1 p.m. game. The Dolphins are in Washington to face the Commanders at the best field in the NFL, FedEx Field. Kidding, obviously. Dolphins.
Dolphins, yeah.
Easy.
However, prayers up to Jalen Phillips on that torn Achilles.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone needs to investigate MetLife because that's the
MetLife turf is also up there with FedEx Field turf.
Yeah.
It's just horrible. So, yeah, definitely prayers up.
But yes, Dolphins.
Yeah. Is this week Ron Rivera gets fired? Question mark.
Would you want Ron Rivera back at him?
I don't know. I feel like at this point we got to go with one of those young up and coming OCs or DCs. Matt Canada? No.
Could you imagine the uproar? Oh my God.
Let me show you something. Speaking of that. So let me set the tail of the tape. It's like 6 a.m. maybe yesterday morning. I can't sleep. I go on Instagram, just, chilling. This is the first thing I see on one of the Steeler pages. I forget if it was Steelers humor or something like that.
Steelers humor, yeah.
And I'm like, no. No.
Oh, man.
It's not happening. I would be so upset. I would rather give Reich 10 more years than give Canada 1 week.
Yeah, 1 game.
Actually, maybe I'd give him 1 game because it would be over after 1 game. But anyway,
coaching job. Who knows?
We're getting way too off topic. Dolphins or Commanders? No, we all said Dolphins. What am I doing? Dante, Dolphins or Commanders?
Dolphins, yeah. Oh, yes, Dolphins.
Gotcha. I was looking for you to do that.
I was wondering.
Yeah. Anyways, let's jump into 4 p.m. games. First one, your Carolina Panthers go to Raymond James Stadium, their first meeting this year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm excited for this one. New head coach, possibly some more life in the offense. I did hear today, Bradley Bozeman, one of our offensive linemen, said apparently Reich did not lose the locker room before he got fired, so that's good, at least. But, I mean, could also just have been saying that to be nice. Who knows? Anyway, I'm excited to see a little bit of a maybe rejuvenated group. Maybe better Bryce Young this week with different play calls, not screen passes behind the line of scrimmage that go nowhere. I hate to use the Steelers as an example, but I saw that and that was Matt Canada-esque. Steelers Matt Canada, I should say.
Yeah.
Not now Steelers. The now Steelers would never do that. But anyway, I don't like picking against us, of course, but I mean, we have 1 win. Tampa has, I think, 4, but even though they're like 4-6, 4-7, they've played solidly in every game.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. Sorry to interrupt.
Close.
4-7, that's it?
I think they're 4-7.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Wow.
They lost by 7 to Indianapolis last week. But I am going to go with the Buccaneers here, especially since they're home. I do believe the Carolina Panthers, for the second and final time this season, will be wearing the processed blues this Sunday.
Nice.
So my guess is Tampa probably wears white. They wore white at home a lot for whatever reason. They should wear those creamsicle jerseys, though. That would be cool. But yeah, Tampa Bay. Kind of a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tampa here.
Me too, although I think there's a chance this game could go either way, but Tampa is the pick.
We could keep it close. I mean, these NFC South division battles, you never know. They really go either way. We all like to play each other kind of close. like the AFC North battles are always close. I mean, I feel like ours are either close or like someone gets a blowout win every once in a while, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. But speaking of games that are interesting, moving on to the game everyone is looking forward to this week. Should be a primetime game. It is an absolute crime that it is not. 49ers and Eagles in
I think
Philly.
this is the game of the year so far.
It is leading up the anticipation of the year for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We finally get to see a 49ers team with an actual quarterback playing in Philly. Last year didn't count, spoiler alert, because we had Christian McCaffrey warming up to be QB. And I could say don't forget that. But let me start it out. I will be taking the 49ers to get their revenge in this game. The Eagles have played really well recently, but they've been in a lot of close games and have had a lot of, close wins, barely hanging on wins. This week, I'm not going to say the 49ers are going to blow them out, but I think this is the week the 49ers or the Eagles are in a close game but don't win. I think the 49ers come out on top. See it being like a 27-20 kind of game or a 35-28 kind of game, something like that. 42-35. I don't know. But
that'd be crazy if it was 42-35.
I know. I think the 49ers are going to continue their hot streak. They've had 2 really nice wins in a row, and I think they're going to keep it up.
Luke?
Yeah, I am going to pick the 49ers as well. I don't know. I it's kind of off the feeling. I normally have some pretty in-depth reasons for some of my picks, but not this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think Jalen Hurts has been as good as he was last year, this year. And I think the 49ers are obviously just ever improving. So while the Eagles can stay in any game, the 49ers are just much better than the Bills. And we saw how far the Bills took the Eagles to the edge of losing last week. And I think that the 49ers are going to be able to push them over the edge.
I will gladly be the only team that picks the Eagles here. Definitely taking the Eagles. I think overall they're the better team. Call me crazy. It is going to be close. I'm predicting 31-28 Eagles win. Maybe a Jake Elliott game winner. Also, shout out to Jake Elliott. One of the best kicks I've ever seen to send that game to overtime against the Bills.
In the rain, too.
In the rain. I thought there was no chance he was going to make that, but he did. And, Eagles, Jalen Hurts is hot. Brock Purdy has shown some struggles this year, especially against, I guess not even good defenses because they lost to like Minnesota. And who else do they lose to? Like the Browns. I mean, the Browns is a good defense. I do have to admit, but yeah, the Eagles defense is pretty solid. And at home, those Philly fans are going to be knocking. And give me the Eagles here.
That's fair. I mean, one person has to pick Philly in this matchup for sure.
That was my pick going into this, actually. So
totally fair. Next game, we have final 4 p.m. game of the week, Cleveland and LA, Browns versus Rams. I did see that DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, is the QB1 going into this game, but if he cannot start, it will be, in Donald Trump's opinion, a very elite quarterback, Joe Flacco, getting the start.
Joe Flacco is a very elite quarterback.
Very elite quarterback.
Let me start. I know who I'm picking here, and I kind of decided it going into this. I guess he can call this an upset, but I'm going to claim this as my upset-ish, I guess, pick of the week. I'm going to go with the Rams to get a win at home. I think they're going to pull it off for some reason. I don't know. I'm getting the vibe that the Rams win. I could be very wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll take that L, but I think the Rams could get a win here. So.
Anytime I have the slight inclination that the Browns are going to lose, I'm going to hop right on it. Give me the Rams.
Let's go.
I will gladly be the
Oh,
sole
sorry.
picker of the Browns this time.
You
I
pick
just
it
think they're
Cleveland?
a better football team, better defense, more consistent offense. You might have already mentioned this. Where is this game being played?
It's in LA, SoFi Stadium.
Okay. I mean, LA still isn't that much of a home crowd advantage, home field advantage. So I'm pretty comfortably going to pick the Browns.
Okay.
Moving on, Sunday Night Football. We've got the Chiefs and the Packers in Lambeau Field. Believe it or not, I think I heard this is Patrick Mahomes' first ever game at Lambeau Field. Never played there before. So it would have been more fun if Aaron Rodgers was still there, but I got to give Jordan Love his credit. He looked really good last week.
He did.
He really did. That being said, though, I am going with the Chiefs on the road. I think they will be getting the win here, which would mean the Packers are 5-7 through their first 12 games, which still not bad. Actually, a lot better than I expected them to be. I think I picked them to win 5 games all year. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But give me the Chiefs.
Luke?
Yeah, Chiefs as well. I'm excited to see if Jordan Love can continue his success from last week. I'm not sure he can, because that was honestly a career game so far. But he looked good, so I'm excited to see whether or not this will actually be a really good game, or if it'll just be too obviously the Chiefs. But it is going to be the Chiefs, I think.
Give me the Green Bay Packers.
Really?
Give me the Green Bay Packers at home.
Hey.
They outplayed the Lions last week. The Chiefs, outside of Mahomes and Kelsey, and I guess Pacheco, offensively have not been impressive. I don't know. I have a feeling the Packers upset here.
All right, riding the hot hand.
Kansas City losing 2 straight primetime games.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, it could happen. The Chiefs always have their, well, unless you count Denver as that game, like their one game every year that they're not supposed to lose, but they lose.
That's fair. Yeah.
Who knows?
No, but I'm taking the Packers.
That would be something. Hey, if you get that right, I'll give you all the credit in the world, man.
Yeah.
I'm probably not, but I like mixing it up a little bit. So
All right, and to finish it out, Monday Night Football. Bengals and Jaguars going into the year. Everyone was excited for Joe Burrow against Trevor Lawrence. Now we got Trevor Lawrence against everyone's favorite Jake Browning, but still got to give him his credit. I don't think Dante, you can answer this. I didn't really watch the Steelers game last week. Was Jake Browning like bad, or
he was like a check down king, pretty much. Got a lot of lucky,
Makes sense.
lucky plays, like DeMonte Casey tips off his hands, and Jamar Chase catches it and gains 20 yards. So like it would, like if you look at his stat sheet, it's a lot of lucky bounces and lucky plays that his teammates made for him. He did have a touchdown pass to what's his name? Can't remember his first name, but last name is Sample, tight end for the Bengals.
Drew Sample?
Drew Sample, yes.
Legend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did have a touchdown pass to him, but nothing too impressive. He struggles under pressure. And I think that was the main reason our defense was so good. Just kept putting pressure on him. But yeah, Jake Browning, nothing special.
Yeah.
So we're all going the Jaguars in this one?
Yes.
Oh, yes, yeah. Check.
Especially since they're at home, I think that would be the logical pick here.
Agreed. Damn short.
Big stretch there.
Yeah, I know, only 13 games this week. So
Yeah, well. Excuse me if I've been a little bit distracted this episode. I was taking care of something on my computer kind of at the same time. But I try to pay as much attention as possible.
you're good, man. No worries.
Ooh, breaking news. Not really breaking news. Minka Fitzpatrick had a full practice today, so he may be back against Arizona.
Great.
That's good.
Why did I think he was out for the year?
No, he had a hamstring injury against Jacksonville and was out a few weeks, but full practice this week, so maybe he'll be back.
I did see Shaq Leonard visited with the Cowboys yesterday and Eagles today. Like those teams need another talent like that, but
Shaq Leonard seems like an Eagle, to be honest. He'd fit right in with that team.
Yeah.
also, how about we add in some bonus here? Since I feel like this episode went kind of quick. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. This weekend, if you guys follow college football, the viewers, is conference championship weekend. So for fun, why don't we give our picks? Why don't we pick the 5 games?
Okay. You'll have to give them to me because I'm not exactly too sure.
Like give you the games you're saying?
Yeah, give me the games.
All right, I'm writing it down here. I know the matchups off the top of my head, so
Okay.
We'll start with the most boring game because it's going to be a blowout, and because I'm upset about it still. Michigan versus Iowa, Big Ten championship. This should be Ohio State here. McCord, Ryan Day. Yeah, I know, Dante. I know. Yes, unfortunately, Michigan will be three-peating.
Imagine that'd be crazy. If
Iowa wins. Iowa's not going to win because their only ranked game this year was they played Penn State. And Luke, do you want to remind the viewers what happened that game?
Nothing good for Iowa.
Yeah.
Shut out. It was like 31-0.
Yeah.
I think exactly right.
Thoroughly enjoyed that game. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah. Great.
But yeah.
Iowa's offense can't move the ball whatsoever. Their defense is pretty solid, but it's going to be a long day for them. Michigan by 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Going down the list here, we have the ACC championship, Florida State with their backup QB, who didn't play bad last week, taking on Louisville, coming off a loss to Kentucky.
I'm going to go Florida State.
I'm going to go Florida State as well.
So am I.
Yeah, this seems like a game they'll win. If Florida State wins, they're undefeated. They'll probably go to the college football playoff. So makes sense. Next up, let's go with the Big 12 championship. Texas or Oklahoma State?
Let me see. Let me look this up real quick.
I'll tell you what. I'll start with my pick because I know who I'm picking. I got Texas. They've had a very good year. Only one. I forget who their one loss was to this year. Let me look it up. I was going to say Bama, but I forgot they beat Bama. Who was their one loss against? It was against... Oh, Oklahoma. That's right. Oklahoma beat them in the Red River game.
Oh, yep. That was a crazy game.
I know. See, I'm happy for Oklahoma State and all, but imagine Oklahoma had beaten Oklahoma State like they were supposed to and made this game. We could have had a rematch, Oklahoma and Texas, for the conference. You know, like one more time before they go to the SEC. That would have been crazy. But I got Texas.
True. I think I got Texas as well.
Yeah, I'll take Texas. However, shout out West Virginia. Love them. My brother, a big West Virginia fan, so gotta shout them out.
Wasn't it his birthday the other day?
No, that was a joke.
Oh, really? I saw that. I was gonna say happy birthday, but
happy metaphorical birthday to my brother.
yes.
Now we do that sometimes. Post a funny picture of you happy birthday.
That's awesome.
What's your birthday? Like, no, but I'll make sure.
Then next up, I guess I'll go with the SEC championship. Even though it could be the best game, I think the Pac-12 games can be better. SEC championship, we've got Georgia and Alabama. That should be a good one. Alabama, 1 loss to Texas. Georgia undefeated. Imagine the chaos that would happen if Bama wins this game. I feel like you got to put them in if they do. Like them or not. But I got Georgia to go undefeated again and get in as the number 1 seed again.
Yeah, I don't think Georgia is as good as they've been in previous years. However, they are going to win this game, and I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a classic Georgia Alabama shootout. But give me Georgia.
I agree with Dante completely. I don't think most teams are as good as they were last year. I It's because it's a transition period for everybody. Alabama lost their starting quarterback. Ohio State lost their starting quarterback. Georgia lost their starting quarterback. It's been a weird year for college football, but one thing remains, and that's that Georgia is just too good right now.
Bless you. I expect Carson Beck to get the job done.
No pun intended. They're top dogs until someone proves that they aren't.
Oh yeah. So you're going Georgia too, Luke?
I am.
Okay. All right, we all agreed at some point. I feel like this could be the final game we disagree on. Pac-12, the game I am by far most excited for this week. Washington, Oregon rematch. Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr. This game is going to be exciting. Friday night, I cannot wait. I'm definitely watching that game for sure. I know who I'm picking if you guys don't.
I think I know who I'm picking.
You want me to go first or who wants to go?
Adam, you go.
You seem excited, Adam. Go ahead.
Oregon. I have them to win this time around, which might mean Washington versus Ohio State in a bowl game. That could happen. That would be cool. Maybe. I don't know.
That'd be cool. Dante, what do you think?
Just because Washington performed so poorly against Washington State last week, not too confident in them right now. Give me the Oregon Ducks and Bo Nix.
I agree with you both. I
Dang,
think Oregon is going to win this game.
wow, that's surprising.
Again, with the little I know about college football, I know that Oregon is just they're hot right now. I think they're going to win this game.
Okay, so a possible Power 5 championship weekend graphic for our account will not be hard to make. Got it.
Correct.
We all agree on every single game, which means, hey, we could go 5-0. We could go 0-5.
If all of us went 0-5, that'd be unreal.
Imagine what would happen if we went 0-5.
That'd be insane. Oh man.
Imagine, like, what if the committee just gets super crazy? This scenario, Iowa beats Michigan. So Michigan wouldn't get in. Ohio State wouldn't get in because they didn't play Iowa. The only other team in the Big Ten that's top 10 that played Iowa and beat them, Penn State to the playoff. You heard it here first.
Could you imagine?
That would be crazy. Penn State in the playoff. Hey, next year, though, will happen. I should add, this is the final year of the 4 teams. Next year, we've got 12. I'm excited because 1 loss doesn't totally ruin your season, and 2 losses probably doesn't either. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Could get some Penn State, Ohio State playoff games going on. That would be fun.
I'm ready to be hurt again.
I did see last night, I was showing my dad this. They showed what the bracket would look like this year if it were 12 teams, and it had Penn State playing Texas. And I was like, we probably should just do with the 4 this year, because it said if Penn State played Texas and they beat them, they'd have to take on Michigan again. Which I don't know if you want to do that.
Hey,
really
man,
game.
we got to the playoff. I don't care who we play, you know?
True. No, but it'll be, I'm not going to lie, it'll be relaxing watching the games this weekend, knowing there's like maybe a 10% chance Ohio State makes the Final Four. They're not going to make it. So just to watch. What'd you say?
That would be unreal.
It would be unreal if they do. They're not going to, though. That's okay. They're going to get a New Year's 6 bowl game, and I'll watch them. It'll be fun. So
yeah. There you go.
All right. Do we want to end it there, boys?
Yeah. I'm good with that.
I should add one thing before we sign off. I always forget to write this in with the paper I track the picks on, but the standings are as close as ever. All right. Out of the three of us, I am 105 and 73. So, not far behind Luke. Luke is 107. Oh, wait. That should say I should be 105.75. Sorry. Luke is 107.73. Dante 108.72.
All good records, man. All
So
very
last
good.
week, I think Luke had a better record than Dante by like 2 games or something. So Luke gained 1 game on Dante or by 1 game or something like that. So
Can you believe we picked that many games?
I
That's
know.
crazy to me.
and there's still 6 weeks of football left. So it's gonna be gotta be like 60 more games total. More than that, probably. I don't know,
That's
maybe.
crazy.
Anyways, getting closer to the playoffs. Eagles can clinch this week. I did see, I forget how today. I saw how. I think it's I forget. I think they have to win and like the Rams have to lose.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And then I think another scenario is like either if they lose, it's like I think the Lions and Packers have to lose or something like that. I saw it on NFL Network this morning. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited. It's going to be a fun weekend of football. We got
Absolutely.
Pac-12 championship Friday, the rest of the championship Saturday, playoff selection show and bowl selection show Sunday, and then NFL football. I should also add Thursday night football first to start the weekend. I got to give that its props.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of the most fun football weekends of the year. I'm really excited for it.
Sure.
All right. That'll do it for us. Adam.
Dante.
And Luke.
We'll catch y'all next time. Tune into the premiere, please.
Go Steelers, baby. Peace out.
Panthers.
Go Chargers.